So usually I wake up about 6 o'clock, somewhere between 6 and 7 a.m. I like to get up early because it makes me feel so much better and like I've got loads more day. So the first thing I do generally is use my Daisy, which is a birth control thermometer. There's a video about this on my channel if you're interested in finding out more. But yeah, once that's done, I just like to take a second to come back into the world. So generally I like to start my mornings out with meditation, so this is something that I've done for quite a long time now, and it just really helps to ground me and center me and get me ready for the day ahead. So I like to just stay in bed generally and just wrap a blanket around me. I just find this easier than traipsing around the house and I don't know, I just feel like while I'm still in sleepy mode it's the best time. So I like to set an alarm. I decide how long I'm going to meditate for. It can be from anywhere between 10 minutes to an hour really. If I'm going to do an hour I probably will sit on the floor rather than on the bed though. So yeah, then I just like to zone out. So I practice Vipassana meditation. I got taught that at a retreat a little while ago. Then the alarm will go off and I just come back to planet Earth and just do a little stretch. I think it's really important to just take the mornings slowly. So many of us just get up, get on our phones, jump out of bed and get on with the morning, but sometimes just taking a step back and just really breathe and just take a moment for yourself. I think that's so important every single morning. It's just this you time that you've got that no one else can interfere with. So one other thing that's really important every morning is to get some water. So I always sleep with a big glass of water next to my bed. You've been asleep for so many hours and you've just been dehydrating all that time, so if you can just take a moment and have a little sip just before you start your day, I think it makes a massive difference. So the next thing I do is I always like to put some fluffy socks on. It's absolutely freezing cold here in Queenstown and it's always nice to put these on because our floors get so cold. So yeah, fluffy socks are pretty much my guilty pleasure, to be honest. I love them to pieces. So another thing is that I love to have ambient lighting, so that just really helps to set me up for the day, and it means that when I go into the bathroom in a second it's not so crazy when I turn this big bright light on because my eyes have already adjusted. So then I just like to do my skincare routine. I did a video about this recently, so if you're interested in learning more about that then I will leave the link below and you can go and head over there and watch it. But I just like to take my time with everything that I do and just really try and center myself, be in the moment and just take this time for myself. So once I finish in the bathroom, I'll go through to the kitchen and just fill up my water, top it up and put some apple cider vinegar and some lemon juice in there. This is such a great way to kickstart your digestion in the morning, and I just think it's the best way ever to start the day. It just makes me feel really hydrated and it's just a bit more enjoyable than just plain water. So I then head back to my bed and I get nice and cozy. I like to put on a nice fluffy jumper because, like I said, it's very cold. So I always like to get all snuggly and just stay in this little bubble of like coziness in the morning because it's really dark here in the mornings and I just really enjoy having this little moment for myself. So one of the first steps of the miracle morning is to do visualization and to read positive affirmations that you've written for yourself. So this is one of the first things that I like to do in the morning because it really helps to ground me and shows me my dreams, my goals, and it really sets me up for the day with a positive mindset. So some of you guys ask how I stay so positive all the time, and honestly I think this is one of the ways. I just read through things that I've written for myself that are what I want for the future or that I'm thankful for that I've got now, and just read about my life and like what I want it to be, and I find it so powerful. This is a vision board I did before I came away, so it's always really cool to look back at that and see all that I've achieved, and it makes me feel really proud and accomplished. So the next step is to do some scribing, which is just writing down anything positive that you can think of. So I usually like to think of the day before and think of what was amazing that happened or what I really want to achieve for the day. I just think that's a really good way to set yourself up to achieve those goals. And then I'll just spend a few minutes reading. So this could just be a chapter of the book, it could just be a page, it could just be whatever I feel like. So, you know, not all of us have a lot of time in the morning, but I just think this is one of the times that I actually get to read, because if not, then I just never get around to it. So this is one way that I achieve my reading goals. So I think one of the most important things about morning routines is to make your bed. It's such a boring thing to do, but it's something that has been drilled into me since being a child. It's something that I've always had to do, and I just feel really good coming into my house, into my bedroom at night time, and it just being made for me already. And I don't lose everything in my bed, because that used to be something that happened if I never made my bed. So yeah, it just makes the room look more put together. So then I finally venture through to the living room and I just like to make sure it looks organised and tidy. So I just put my blanket back where I got it from and just make it look nice. So generally by this time it's morning and the sun's come out to play, so I'll have a look out of the window, see what the sunrise looks like. Some days it's absolutely beautiful, other days it's just cloudy, but it's nice to appreciate the view in the morning. So I love to light incense, and I'm really excited because I've got an essential oil diffuser on its way and I cannot wait to get it. So sometimes I find incense a little bit too smoky, but I really enjoy the atmosphere that it brings and the scent that it gives, so yeah. So then I like to get my laptop because I love to do yoga in the morning. I think it's such a great way to get my body moving, just slowly, gets me ready for the day. I love it. So yeah, I do online yoga, so I do it with Leslie Fightmaster on YouTube, and I highly recommend her. I've been using her videos for years and years. So I do a lot of yoga like around my hips because they're super tight on me. That's where I hold a lot of my emotions, and I just think it's really nice to stretch them out. So here I am showing my professional yoga moves. Yeah, look at that squat. I just think whatever movement you do that you enjoy is always a good thing. If you can get your body moving in the morning, even if it's just a little brisk walk or just jogging on the spot, like whatever it is, it's always a good thing. And I love this hip stretch, it's so good. It feels really, really nice. It doesn't feel nice, it feels painful, but in a good way. So yeah, I always take the time to do these stretches because I'm stood on my feet all day and my hip flexors and my glutes get super, super tight, and it gets quite painful if I don't. This is me doing Shavasana, which is like the best part of the yoga practice, so I do that for a little while. And that's the end of my yoga practice for the morning. And sometimes this can be only 10 minutes long, sometimes I might want to do an hour. It just completely depends on the day and what I've got planned for the day. If I'm going to work, then usually it's not as long as this. Ah, what a nice stretch. So that's pretty much the end of that part of my morning, and now it's like getting on to the more active part of the morning. So I like to make sure I open all of the curtains and get as much sunlight into the house as I possibly can, because this is like the closure of the coziness and bringing the new day in. And so I like to get dressed. I just pick whatever clothes that I'm really feeling like that day. Today I was feeling quite cozy, so I wanted to have something comfortable. So yeah. I just like to get out of my pyjamas and actually get dressed for the day, because this is a day off for me, but you know, I feel like if you stay in your pyjamas all day, it kind of sets the tone for the day. So I just wanted to get dressed, get ready for the day and start it off right. Fluffy socks are a must. So then I always do my hair, so some days I just like to plait it, sometimes I might put it in a bun, sometimes I might wet it, it depends on the day completely. Today I was feeling lazy, so I just put it in a side braid. Something I love doing every single morning is putting on some positive songs. So I just go through my playlist, pick out something that I'm feeling and let it play, because I think it can really, really lift your mood and get you feeling like you want to achieve things for the day, you know. So yeah, I have a little song on and I just basically tidy up. So usually I like to have the house tidy before the song's finished, but that's always a challenge, so yeah. And again, just opening all those blinds, opening the windows, letting some sunlight in, letting some air in, and just gets things flowing, gets things moving, otherwise it gets super stagnant. So I then like to just do a bit of a hoover. I don't do this every single morning, but this is just, you know, I'm trying to pile everything into one video so you can kind of gauge what my mornings generally look like. So I just like to have a good clean up, because if I'm going to be at home all day, or, you know, coming home after work, I want my house to be tidy. I want my space to look nice, because I really do believe that a tidy space equals a tidy mind. I'm just having an argument with the vacuum cleaner there. So then this is the end of my morning routine really. I'm more into my work morning routine. So like I said, this was a day off work for me, which means that it's actually a day on work, so my YouTube work. So I just write down my goals for the day and enjoy this beautiful view that I've got while I've still got it. So yeah, I just set the goals for the day and have a look over my plans and then get to work. So here I'm just replying to you guys on YouTube and just editing videos and things. It's pretty much how I spend most mornings. And then eventually I start to get hungry, and this is pretty much the end of the morning routine. So I feel like when you have breakfast, that breaks the morning, and you know, it's on to like the next segment of the day. So yeah, that is basically my morning routine, guys. It changes most days. Some days it's longer, some days it's shorter, but this is the gist of what I like to do and what makes me feel good. So I hope you got some tips from this. I hope you try some of these things in your life, and I hope that they add value. I'd love to know what your morning routine looks like and what things bring you joy. So that's it from me, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give me a big thumbs up if you did, and yes, subscribe if you're new to this channel. It'd be awesome to have you on this journey. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye, guys.